Shall we, on other matters po, bago natin sagutin ang mga tanong ng mga taga-Malacanang Press Corps, nais kong pasalamatan ang pamunuan po ng BCDA, ang DICT at ang PMS sa mga datos at infographics na inyong nakita sa ating presentasyon. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. Ang unang tanong po ay kay Trish ng CNN.
Hi sir, magandang umaga po.
Good morning.
Si Secretary Anyo po, binanggit niya po na after May 15, it's possible that some areas in Metro Manila will now be placed under GCQ. Napag-usapan na po ba sa IATF kung ano-ano po itong mga cities in Metro Manila na ilalagay po sa GCQ? And ano po yung magiging parameters kung, at least for Metro Manila since epicenter po tayo, kung alin lugar yung mga ilalagay under GCQ po?
Well, ang guidelines po niyan ay hindi po nagbabago, no? Yung bilis ng pagkalat ng sakit, yung availability ng critical care, at ang mabuting balita naman po doon sa last press conference ni Dr. Wong, no, na linabas niya yung obserbasyon na kung dati-rate ang paglaganap ng sakit ay dumodoble every 2 to 3 days, ngayon po dumodoble siya every 5 to 6 days sa Metro Manila at pagdating sa probinsya ay 7 days pa. At sinabi rin ni Dr. Wong na meron pa tayong excess capacity pagdating sa mga ventilators at pagdating po sa ating critical care bed capacity. So malamang ito po yung mga basihan sa deklarasyon ni Secretary Anyo na posible nang bumalik o magkaroon ng GCQ ang Metro Manila, pero hindi lang po ako sigurado kung ito ay magiging para sa buong Metro Manila dahil sa iba't ibang mga syudad po patuloy pa rin po yung pagdoble ng sakit every 2 to 3 days. Alam ko po sa aking syudad na Quezon City mabilis pa rin po ang pagkalat ng sakit.
So sir, most likely chosen cities lang. And at the same time sir, ito po may report po na nagbabanggit na yung waiting time daw po sa MRT posibleng umabot na ng 2 to 3 hours. Ano po yung pwedeng maging action ng Malacanang or IATF about this? Will you be asking specific agencies like MMDA, DOTR to provide transportation, sir? And at the same time, sir, kung dadami naman yung mga sasakyan sa kalsada, hindi po ba mas lalala naman po yung traffic?
Well, kaya nga po may imumungkahi ako mismong personal, no, sa IATF, pero hayaan nyo munang imungkahi ko muna sa susunod na pagpupulong ng IATF. Pero tama po kayo, dahil nga po kinakailangan mag-social distancing, kung ngayon 30 minuto yung pag-antay sa MRT, talagang lalo pa pong hahaba yung pag-antay na yan kung hindi natin pupunuin ang mga MRT at LRT. Sasabihin ko po sa inyo kung nagawa ko na yung aking mungkahi.
Secretary, doon naman po sa issue ng ABS-CBN franchise, many law experts are saying that this is now beyond legal questions, legal matters, and it's become more political in nature. That's one, sir. And at the same time, sir, kung halimbawa, i-strip off natin or isantabi natin lahat po ng technicalities surrounding the franchise and looking at the people na maaapektuhan po. For example, may mga nagtatanong po na empleyado, paano na yung mangyayari sa trabaho nila sa mga susunod na buwan? Probably, sir, yung mga anak could also be wondering if they could still enroll sa kanilang mga paaralan. Paano yung mga breadwinner na doon umaasa, yung mga talents na umaasa lang po na umaasa po sa kada shoot. Kung titignan po ito ni Presidente Duterte, kasi alam po natin na he has a very strong political will, and at the same time, kilala rin po siya ng administration na someone na malapit yung puso sa mahihirap. In what way can we possibly expect the President to exhibit political will in this situation? And sir, tanong ko na rin po, kung halimbawa, since the ball is in the Congress right now, kung halimbawa, sir, na umabot na sa table ni Presidente, will he sign it or will he just allow it to lapse or veto it, sir?
Una-una, sagutin natin yung issue sa mga manggagawa dahil sila pinaka-apektado rito, yung 11,000 na manggagawa. No? Lininaw na po ni Secretary Bello ng DOLE na hindi naman po ibig sabihin wala na silang employment, palibasa nagkaroon ng cease and desist order. Empleyado pa rin po sila. Kinakailangan sweldohin pa rin sila despite the cease and desist order. Pangalawa po, yung usaping politikal, kung usaping politikal naman po, ginawa na ni Presidente yung kaya niya magagawa. Sinabihan na po niya ang kanyang mga aliado, neutral po siya dyan sa issue ng ABS-CBN. Kung dati-rate, alam nilang nagalit si Presidente, nakita naman ng lahat. Tinanggap na ng Presidente yung patawad ng ABS-CBN. Wala na pong ibang magagawa ang Presidente, kundi sabihin nga sa kanyang mga aliado sa Kongreso, bumoto kayo sang-ayon sa inyong mga konsyensya. Pangatlo po, Wala naman po talaga magagawa sa ngayon ng presidente. Gustuhin man niyang bigyan ng prangkisa, sa salig ang batas po, talagang kongreso na magbibigay ng prangkisa. Ang usapin lang po ay kung po pwede bang paghimasukan ng presidente ang National Telecommunication Commission. Well, ito po, pinabuti ko na i-flash sa ating screen yung kauna-unahang batas, no? Yung ating kauna-unahang batas na bumuo nung dating Ministry of Public Works and Ministry of Transportation and Communications, kung saan unang nailagay po ang NTC sa ilalim ng Ministry of Transportation and Communication. Makikita nyo po dito sa Section 16. Sana po nakikita nyo ngayon sa screen ninyo. No? Sa Section 16, nakasulat po dyan no, na yung National Telecommunications Commission ay nasa ilalim po ng control and supervision ng Ministry of Transportation and Communication except with respect to its quasi-judicial functions. Ito pong dahilan kung bakit lahat nga ng desisyon ng NTC sa hukuman ho dinadala, hindi po sa Office of the President. Itong quasi-judicial function po niya, hindi po ito nabago sa mga ibang batas pa na isinabatas. No? Palagi pong nasa ilalim ng either Department of Transportation and Communication at ngayon po DICT, ang NTC, pero hindi po nagbabago na quasi-judicial po siya. Kung ang presidente po ay maghihimasok, it is a form of graft po because hindi po pwedeng ini-influensyahan ng kahit sinuman ang desisyon ng mga quasi-judicial at judicial bodies. Roque?
Pero sir, for example, magawa po nila na ng Congress na matapos po yung bill at ipasa for signing na po ni President. Can we expect the President to sign it?
Unless there is any constitutional infirmity, I don't think the President is inclined to veto it. Sinabing na nga po ng Presidente, neutral ako dyan. Gawin nyo na ang katungkulan ninyo, bumoto ngayon sa inyong mga konsyensya. Next question, Roque?
Okay, question from Chris Jose of Remate. Kinwestiyon ni Vice President Leni Robredo ang desisyon ng NTC na ipasara ang ABS-CBN sa gitna ng krisis dulot ng COVID-19. Umaasa si VP Leni na mamumulat ang administrasyon sa panganib na dala ng pagsasara ng ABS-CBN habang patuloy daw po ang krisis na kinakaharap ng bansa dahil sa COVID-19. Sabi po ni VP Leni, bakit ito ginawa ngayon sa panahong humaharap tayo sa matinding krisis? Wala dapat puwang sa panggigipit umano at pansariling interes sa mga panahon kung kailan dapat nagtutulungan.
Well, talaga po yan lang po magagawa natin, no? Questionin ang desisyon ng NTC dahil sa ayon sa batas, it is a quasi-judicial body. Hindi po natin po pwedeng paghimasukan. Malaya naman po tayong questionin ang desisyon na yan, pero ultimately, tanging ang NTC lang ang po pwedeng magbigay ng desisyon at tanging mga hukuman lang ang po pwedeng bumaliktad sa desisyon na yan. Pero sa tingin ko po, dahil bukas naman po ang Kongreso, ang solusyon, kinakailangan hingi ng ABS-CBN ang kanyang prangkisa sa ating Kongreso. Joyce Balancio?
Yes, good afternoon, Secretary. Just a follow-up question lang po sa question ni Trish on mga sinabi ni Secretary Anyo. Pwede po ba natin sabihin na yun na po yung magiging direction natin, at least pagdating sa NCR? Because he mentioned specific cities na okay naman po yung development. Like for example, yung San Juan and Valenzuela, posible daw na isa-ilalim sila sa GCQ. Ito na po ba yung magiging direction natin? Is the IATF now looking into specific cities sa NCR for GCQ after May 15?
Well, kung hindi po magbabago ang datos, no, na nagpapakita ngayon na bumabagal na yung pagkalat at meron pa tayong kapasidad na magbigay ng critical care, siguro po yan ang direksyon. Kaya nga po ang pakiusap ko sa mga nalalabing araw, konting tulog na lang naman po ito, manatili po sa ating mga tahanan nang hindi po mahirapang magbigay ng desisyon ang IATF na baguhin ng ECQ, lalo na sa Metro Manila.
When can we expect the IATF po to release the list of cities in NCR na isasailalim po sa GCQ?
Well, the ECQ will end on May 15, so I suppose it will be a few days before May 15 dahil kinakailangan mag-transition din tayo to GCQ, no, para dun sa mga areas na po pwede na mag-GCQ. Ganyan naman din po ang ginawa natin bago matapos yung original ECQ nung 30 ng Abril.
Update lang po, Secretary. You mentioned before that there are at least 7 other places or provinces also requesting for them to be placed under ECQ. May update na po ba ang IATF if these were denied or approved?
Wala pa po. It's matters to be taken up in the next meeting. If I'm not mistaken, the next meeting is on tomorrow, Friday. So nandun po tayo.
Opo. On ABS-CBN lang, sir, does the palace think that the Congress is at par with its job of, really representing the people who elected them? Because I'm asking this, sir, because there are a lot of statements of support for ABS-CBN pouring in at this time, coming from different organizations, press corps, groups, and even, ordinary citizens. If you just look at social media, you will see a lot of statements of support calling for the renewal of the franchise of the network. Sir, should Congress not ignore these statements if they really want to prove that they are staying true to their oath, that they will be serving only the interests of the people who elected them?
I think that's a matter that is better left to be answered by Congress. No? But having been myself a part of the House of Representatives, ang masasabi ko lang po, at ang presidente rin natin ay naging kongresista rin, hindi naman po bulag, hindi naman bingi ang inyong mga representante sa hinaing ng mga taong bayan.
Should they
Roque?
not ignore?
Okay.
Sir?
Should they?
Should they not ignore
Well,
these
nasagot ko na po yan.
statements of support?
Sa aking eksperyensya po at ang eksperyensya rin ng ating presidente nung kami po ay parehong nasa Kongreso, hindi naman po nagbubulag-bugalagan, hindi nagbibigibingihan ang mga congressman sa hinaing ng kanilang constituents.
Thank you, sir.
Roque?
What?
Yes, Roque.
Okay, a question from Belia Cariaso, Secretary. Tatlo po yung question niya. Reaction po sa statement ni Bishop Broderick Pabilio, Apostolic Administration ng Archdiocese of Manila sa pagsasara ng ABS-CBN. Sabi niya, the specter of martial law is coming up. This action of the government is not uniting the people. In fact, it is using the pandemic as a cover for its dastardly deed.
Respeto po natin ang desisyon ni Bishop, pero ang katotohanan po, bukas po ang Kongreso, bukas po ang ating Supreme Court at ating ibang mga hukuman. Bukas po ang mga media outlets, bukod lang po sa ABS-CBN dahil nawalan nga siya ng prangkisa. So sa tingin ko po, malayong-malayo tayo sa sitwasyon ng martial law noong 1972.
Ang second question niya, even Foreign Affairs Secretary Teddy Boy Locsin Jr. reacted on the shutdown of ABS-CBN, saying it's a shame for the National Telecommunications Commission and the House of Representatives. Ano po ang masasabi ng palasyo dito na maging opisyal ng gobyerno na naniniwalang kahihiyan umano sa NTC at Kamara ang ginawa sa ABS-CBN?
Wala naman po kaming reaksyon dahil yan po ay personal na opinion ni Secretary Locsin. We leave it at that.
May mga residente daw po sa Barangay Talipapa, partikular sa Villa Sabina Subdivision, ang nagreklamo na hindi man lang sila nabigyan ng SAP form. Ngayon ang distribution ng 8,000 na ayuda sa barangay Talipapa, pero wala pa daw pong nag-iikot para mamigay ng form sa SAP. Ano po ang payo nyo sa kanila? Tumatawag daw po sila at nagte-text sa hotline ng barangay, pero wala naman daw pong response.
Siguro dumiretso na po kayo sa DILG, no, kay Undersecretary Dino, dahil siya po ang Undersecretary for Barangay Affairs. Parating niyo po kay Undersecretary Dino yun yung reklamo. Si Joseph Morong, please. Hi, Joseph. Mr. Last question. Naku, namimiss ko na yung last question. Nasaan na? O sige, balik muna tayo kay Yusek Roque. Oh, ayun.
Okay na.
Ayan.
Ayan.
Yes, sir.
Nakamute yung phone ko. Anyway, sir, sa backlog, ilan po yung backlog natin?
Sa backlog sa SAP, ang huling ulat po ng DSWD.
Hindi, sir, sa testing.
Well, hindi ko po alam kung magkano backlog. Ang alam ko lang, yung magkano na yung na-test natin. As of last time, yung last press briefing natin, 121,000 individuals at kung di ko nagkakamali, around 124,000 tests or something like that, no? So malaki po ang backlog ng ang hinihingi nyo, yung mga inaantay na mga resulta sa PCR. Wala po akong ganyang datos, bagamat alam ko talaga may katagalan po dahil 3 to 4 days inaabot ang resulta.
Kaping ko na lang, sir, yung backlog sa SAP, since you mentioned it.
Sa SAP po, 75% na po ang naibigay sa taong bayan, no? So sa original na first tranche po, 25% na lang, nagkaroon po ng extension ng deadline ng DILG at sabi ng DILG parang last question muna talaga yan. Hindi na talaga po pwede magkaroon ng further extension. beyond
Yan yung
May
May 10,
10.
sir, no?
May 10, yes.
Okay, sir, balik po ako dun sa backlog. So, sir, kahapon kasi si Yusek Vergere, no? Merong data na yung sa Bulacan, 400 yun na tests na hindi pa na kikita kung positive or hindi. Meaning to say, sir, yung pinipresent natin ng data and even the DOH data, no? Hindi po yan real time, no?
Hindi po. In fact, kaya nga po may pinag-aaralang proposal ngayon na kapag lumabas na yung resulta ng mga PCR test, i-record siya as of the time kinuha yung swab. Kasi kapag i-record mo yan, as soon as the results come out, biglang nag-i-spike yung cases, hindi masyado accurate, no? So, may ganyang proposal po.
Okay, so sir, ibig sabihin, hindi kita yung totoong picture and therefore, ito ba dapat ang maging basehan ng ating desisyon whether to lift yung ECQ sa Metro Manila?
I wouldn't say it's completely 100% accurate, but it's fairly accurate at this point. Lalo na po ngayon na lalo natin na pinapalakas yung ating testing capacity, no, with the opening of the 4 mega swabbing centers, no, at saka with the increase of our PCR testing centers. At bukod pa ito dun sa programa ng pribadong sektor, yung Project ARC, no, na napakadami rin po nila nakikitang mga positive dahil importante na sa puntong ito we are at the verge of at least trying to restart the economy, ma-locate, ma-isolate, at ma-cure yung mga may sakit na magagawa lang natin through mass testing.
So, sir, should this be a basis, yung pong nilalabas na data ng DOH, for a decision whether to lift the ECQ in Metro Manila?
I think it's a good
Because
basis.
this is not the real picture.
I think it's a good basis because number one, lalo nga po nag-i-increase yung ating testing capacity. So as we come closer to May 15, we would have a better picture. Ang importante po, number of respirators, number of critical care beds, at saka number of We Heal as One centers, na kung saan natin po pwedeng mailagay yung mga hindi na kinakailangan ng mga ospital na positibo sa COVID-19.
Sir, ganito. Sa umulan na kahapon, no? At alam naman natin na yung June is the onset of the flu season. So may nag-point out lang po sa Facebook, no, na parang kung halimbawa come June, no, magkaroon ng sakit, ng subo, sipon yung mga tao, will we be treating them instantly as COVID cases? So paano natin ititbit yung gano'n na mga ailments na normal during those period, but in the context of our present situation where we have COVID? Paano yun, sir?
Well, all I can say, Joseph, is we're aiming to reach 30,000 per day of PCR testing, no? Para nga mas mabuti ang ating gauge kung gaano kadami na yung may sakit, at as we increase our capacity to test, we're also increasing our capacity to locate, to isolate, and cure those with COVID-19.
Meaning, sir, if you have the 30,000 tests, more or less, by that time, nahiwalay na natin yung mga may COVID, and therefore, those that we will see, baka ordinary na sakit. Tama ba yan?
Yes. In fact, that's 30,000 is PCR tests. Kailangan bilangin din natin yung rapid test na gagawin natin, no? Although the government target is 2.2, the private sector target is in excess of 1 million already, no? Kasi yung mga nag-i-empleyo, alam nila na para ma-restart ang kanilang mga negosyo, kinakailangan ma-test din yung kanilang mga empleyado.
Okay, sir, last na lang. Yung
Ayan
balik
na naman,
siya. Initially, we thought it's going to be after COVID. Even Senator Go said maybe after COVID. But right now, pinapaandar nyo na pala yan.
Well, alam niyo po kasi habang mahirap ang buhay sa Metro Manila, marami talagang gustong umuwi na sa kanilang mga probinsya. So ginagawa naman po ng paraan, no, na yung talagang iba na nais nang bumalik sa kanilang mga probinsya ay makabalik na, no. So ito naman po ay panimula pa lamang, kinakailangan mag-comply pa rin sa mga quarantine protocols dahil ayaw naman nating kumalat ang COVID sa mga probinsya.
You mentioned 2 provinces, Leyte and Camarines ba yun? Paano yung procedure, sir? Sino sasabihan nila na gusto ko nang umuwi?
Ay, ayan nga po. Ang secretariat po ay NHA. Si GM po ang ating, chief enforcer nito. Ang mga bus ay will be provided by DOTR and the coordination will be done by DIRG. And of course, Department of Health will also contribute dahil kinakailangan masunod yung testing protocols bago sila makauwi.
So, NHA silang papaalam, sir?
Apo.
Okay, sir. Thank you for that.
DILG, ayan. Rocky? Yusek Rocky. Okay, sino yan? Sige, habang wala pa si Yusek Rocky, si Mr. Wang Zheng ng CCTV. Mag-i-English tayo dito kasi dito na nanagalog. Okay. Hello, Wang.
I would like to focus on the ECQ issue. I would like to know if we would like to lift the ECQ, do we have any kind of indicators to help us to determine we can do so or not? Like, let's see if we have any kind of indicators like how many days we have a continuously decrease of the confirmed cases or something like that.
We've actually approved in the IATF a decision-making guide, no, on when to actually lift the ECQ and impose GCQ. The most important factors, as I said earlier, is the speed by which the disease is being transmitted. And I have made the observation that in the past, it was 2 to 3 days. The cases would double in Metro Manila, but we now have better indicators that it is now doubling at the rate of 5 to 6 days within Metro Manila. But outside of Metro Manila, it now takes 7 days for the disease to double, more or less. So this is pretty much a good indicator that the ECQ has been working. No? But in addition to that, we look at critical care capacity, we look at ventilators, we look at ICU beds, and we look at the total beds available for those who need to be isolated.
So, because right now we have the mega swabbing center already, and under this situation, that means maybe our confirmed number will be increased sharply. So, how do we handle this kind of situation if we have more cases before at the end of May? Because I know at the end of May we will have capacity to test 30,000 individuals per day.
We anticipated, of course, the increase in the number of COVID cases. Until we have a vaccine or a cure, it will continue to increase. That is why we heal as one centers to serve as quarantine facilities, because we know we cannot open the economy unless those afflicted with the disease can be located, isolated, and cured.
Yeah. Thank you, Secretary. And also, I would like to know, because this morning we have the report about our GDP contraction for the first quarter, and NEDA said it may be worse in the second quarter. So you just mentioned like we already have the guideline for the economic side, like people, how they work at the office, something like that. But the government has any plan to recover the economic under this kind of new normal?
Well, the good news for the Philippines is we have very sound economic fundamentals, as evidenced by very good credit rating and a very strong peso. And that is why, despite the fact that we already impose EZQ in the month of March, basically half of the month of March, the economy contracted only by 0.02%. We expect, of course, the economy to shrink even more during the month of April, because the whole month of April was basically under EZQ, and the first 2 weeks of May as well. No? So we definitely expect a big contraction. But the economic planners are very vigilant. We foresee a V-shape of economic recovery. There will be a steep decline in the GDP for the second quarter perhaps, but we expect a very strong rebound, courtesy of the Build program of the government. And number one, very prudent fiscal policy, as well as a prudent monetary policy, which means we're using public spending as a tool for economic recovery, and we're also using money supply as a tool also for economic recovery.
Thank you so much, Secretary.
Yes, Yusek Rocky. Daming English nun ah. Anyway. Wala pa rin si Yusek Rocky. Who is next? Melo. Melo Acuña. Melo.
Good afternoon, Secretary.
Yes, go
good
ahead.
afternoon. I hope you can hear me now.
Yeah, I can hear you loud and
Good
clear.
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good. Maganda yung balita tungkol doon sa balik probinsya. Walang problema yung uuwi sa probinsya. Ang tanong ko lang muna, ano yung daratnan sa probinsya? Ano yung daratnan nila sa probinsya?
Well, alam niyo po, lahat naman yung mga, lalong-lalo yung mga probinsya na may GCQ, medyo nagkaroon na po sila ng panahon, no, para magkaroon ng economic activity. So, mas buhay po yung mga nasa GCQ ngayon kaysa dito sa mga areas na nasa ECQ. So, sa tingin ko po ngayon, mas maraming mga pagkakataon sa mga probinsya. At alam nyo kasi dito sa ECQ, naging karanasan natin, talagang pagdating sa pagkain, mas matindi ang problema dito sa mga syudad, gaya ng Metro Manila kaysa sa probinsya. Ang probinsya palaging may gulay, no? Hindi sila nagugutom. Pero dito sa Manila talaga, kung walang ayuda, ay mas maraming nagugutom. So tingin ko po, alam din ng nagnanais na bumalik probinsya na mas may oportunidad na tayo ngayon sa mga probinsya at lalong-lalo na doon sa pagdating sa pagkain, mas less likely silang magutom sa probinsya kaysa dito sa syudad.
Ngayon po, sa tanong ko na, maliban sa contact tracing, gaano na po kalawak ang nagawa ng pamahalaan para maunawaan yung COVID-19? Sapagkat sa press briefing ni Governor Andrew Cuomo kagabi, binanggit niya na sa New York, nalaman nila na karamihan ng mga pasyente na napasok sa ospital ay hindi umalis ng bahay, hindi sumakay ng public transport. So maybe makakatulong ito para sa pag-unawa natin kung meron tayong angkop na pananaliksik sa mga pinagmulan ng ating mga COVID-19 positive cases.
Melo, I think I have to defer to Yusek Vergere on that point because I'm not a doctor, no? I'm not an epidemiologist, no? I can only speculate, no, like you. So, please ask that of Yusek Vergere in her press con this afternoon.
Okay. Ngayon po, ang Malaysia, nanghuli sila ng mga migrants kamakailan. Would you have any idea kung meron mga Pilipinong nadakip dahilan sa, if I recall it right, si Mindanao Development Authority Chair Manny Piñol lumiham doon sa Malaysian, sa Sabah Governor na huwag munang ipatapon pabalik sa Pilipinas yung undocumented Filipinos. Would you have any idea kung kumusta yung ating undocumented Filipinos sa Sabah?
Ngayon po, wala akong actual information, but I will inquire and on Monday, I will answer your question. Okay, Melo?
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Have a nice day.
Oh,
Thank you.
may mga questions po na pinabrating na lang sa atin si Yusek Roque. Ano ba yung next question? Okay. Number 3, with COVID-19 cases, question po ni Francis Wakefield ng Daily Tribune, with COVID-19 cases continuing to rise in the country, especially Metro Manila, when can we expect the IATF make a decision on whether extend pang lockdown sa SCR or local ECQ na lang? Well, the ECQ is until May 15, on or before May 15, a decision will have to be made. Question from Julie Aurelio, will returning OFWs and their children be separated or will they stay together during quarantine? Ang pulisiya po natin, pinagsasama po natin ang mga magulang at kanilang mga anak during quarantine. Can we have an estimate of how much manpower the government needs for the 4 mega swabbing facilities? How will the government maintain this manpower once the ECQ is lifted and work in the government-private sector resumes and volunteers have to go to work? We need 1,500 po dito sa mga mega swabbing facilities neto. At ito po ay para sa mga swabbers, encoders, and barcoders. Lahat naman po sila ay susweldohan ng ating gobyerno, kasama po ang hazard pay. No? Yung mga volunteers, meron din po silang bayad, at kung gusto nilang bumalik sa kanilang regular na trabaho, hahanap po tayo ng mga panibagong volunteers. What are the quarantine procedures for pregnant OFWs? Are there OB-GYN specialists in the quarantine facilities and other specialists for other illnesses? Yes, dinesignate po natin ang National Children's Hospital para dito sa mga buntis na OFWs. 5 na pong mga na-quarantine na OFW ng anak. Yung isa po, ang pangalan ay COVID Bryant. Question from Samuel Medenilia, Business Mirror. What is the reaction of the Palos on the contraction of GDP? Well, of course, we regret it, but we're glad that it's a minimal contraction given that nag-ECQ na po tayo ng last 2 weeks of March, which is part of the first quarter. With the impact of the COVID-19 closure to the economy during the second quarter, is the government expecting a recession? Ang recession po kasi 3 consecutive quarters of decline in the GDP. We're hoping po that pursuant to the V strategy, baka naman po umakyat na by the time we hit the third quarter. We're hoping. How does the government plan to boost the GDP? Already answered po. We're relying on government spending through the Build program, and we're relying also on sound monetary policy. We're lowering interest rates, and we're asking banks to lower their hindi lang interest rate, meron pa isa, yung kanilang deposit, so that more money will be available in the economy. Question from Jeneline Kabiling, Manila Bulletin. Will the President sign into law or veto? Already answered po. Unless there's any further constitutional infirmity, I don't think he will veto. No? Pero depende po yan. Dahil speculative din yan, wala pa po yung bill or the law. No? Why has the President decided to keep a neutral stance on ABS-CBN? Why can't he openly declare his support for ABS-CBN, reopening to counter his previous stance against the network? Well, malinaw naman po yan. No? Independiente at co-equal branch of government ang Kongreso. Ayaw naman niyang diktahan. It's enough that he has cleared the air. He is now neutral as far as the franchise of ABS-CBN is concerned. How will you address criticism the government prefers the reopening of POGOs over ABS-CBN that employs thousands of workers? Naku, hindi po apples to apples yan. Ang POGOs po, ang kinikita natin dyan, 600 million a month in regulatory fees alone, no? 22 billion pesos a year in income, and 180 in withheld income tax alone. No? So, and of course, in terms of employment, 35,000 po ang Pilipino na nag-i-employo dyan sa mga POGOs. Pero importante po, yung kikitain natin sa POGO na mahigit 1 bilyon kada buwan ay pupunta po lahat sa COVID-19. So, since there are no further questions, I'm sorry we lost contact with Yusek Roque, but thank you very much, Yusek Roque. And maraming salamat, Pilipinas. As usual, keep safe and healthy. Ako po inyong Spox, Harry Roque. Magandang tanghali po sa inyong lahat.